I think there's untapped potential for young people to start businesses here in the tech space, in agriculture, in the thoroughbred industry, in any equine-related business. I think there's so many opportunities for husbands and wives to work in different industries here in Scone. The leverage that small businesses can get off a number of large industries which are located within 10 to 20 minutes of Scone is huge. The future for Scone's really, really exciting. The most exciting things that we've got on our doorstep are the revitalisation of Scone by way of the Scone bypass. That's going to change the dynamic of our town. The examples of bypasses we've seen in other towns, it's really, really grown the heart of the town. The sale yards is only progressing. A huge grant on a federal basis for us to upgrade our export sale yards. We've got such a thriving agricultural industry alongside a thriving equine industry that those industries are only getting bigger here. And as they get bigger here, those service-related businesses that are attached to them get bigger as well. So I think activity generates activity and we're on the up.
I think the cost of setup is much lower than, Sydney metro area. Without a doubt, land, rates, all the utilities, all those sorts of aspects that come into it. Employment, finding good people is really quite simple in this area, and you get really, really good people. Many businesses that I've run all depend on people. If you haven't got the good people, you can have the best product, the whole thing, and it will just crumble. I think the people are fantastic. And the proximity to those areas I've mentioned before, Newcastle, Sydney, it's accessible. It's a day trip, 3 hours. It's very, very achievable. It's still quite untapped, I feel, in this area.
For anyone wanting to set up a business in Scone, I think that as long as you deliver a really personal service, you're always going to be embraced in the community. People in the local community really, really like to shop and work locally wherever they can. It's a very loyal community. For people looking to invest in Scone, the housing is much more affordable. And in terms of the rental market, if you were looking to invest in other property in the area, the housing is affordable, but the rental returns are still relatively strong as well, and there's always a demand for rental property. I travel back to Sydney at least every couple of weeks. The thing that really transformed my life in that regard was the Hunter Expressway. That's cut a good 40 minutes off my trip at least. So the drive is really easy to Sydney now. It's expressway the whole way there, so much easier and safer drive as well.
There's opportunities for people to start new businesses. Like you see a lot of other rural towns have grown just because people are moving into them and they're thinking of different ideas, different things that they can bring to that community. So there's lots of opportunity here for that.
So I think if you're wanting to set up a business in the Scone area, the key elements probably that make it very attractive are its proximity to larger centres. So it's an hour and a half down the road from Tamworth, it's a couple of hours from Newcastle. You have the ability to get to those places very easily. So actually, working your business from here is not difficult. There's lots of opportunities to set up businesses in regional Australia, and that's becoming more and more apparent as life gets more difficult in metropolitan centres to get around, and you don't have commuter issues. You can have a very stable workforce. We came 20 years ago and never left, so a lot of people are like that.